Okay, now this is the same packet you had, but now it's got some practice problems. I'm only going to go over two so you can get done with the assignment and so you don't have to watch the full video. Cross these two out, okay? And we'll do these two as examples. So how many answers do I have? I have 3. The equation's set, because again, you have to set make sure it's 0 because you have other x's not to the third power, so you can't put all the x's together. Okay. For example, don't write this down. Don't write this down, please. But before, like last year and early this year, if these x's are both to the first power, so I am able to just add those. Okay. 7x plus 3 equals 10, and then dot and circle. But now with x to all these different powers, I can't do that. So that's why it's so important that it's set. Okay, now I have 4 terms, put a 1 there. Okay, so 4 terms, we're going with grouping and dots. So the big grouping has to be a pretty big box. Okay, you got to fit all that crap in there. And then the dots box. Remember, that's a times sign. You don't have to put a sign at all. And then here I need a plus sign in between the 2 parentheses I start with. And the same thing with little lines outside. And one like that. Okay, so I have 1x to the third, and I put that with the plus 1x to the second, and then negative 16x minus 16. Okay, now there's a problem. You got to know how to find what you're going to divide by. So again, negative x and GCF. Okay. The very first number in this parentheses is not negative, so I don't put negative in that one. The very first number here is negative, so I need to put negative under both of them, okay? Now x, well, we got x here and x here, so I take the smaller x, put it underneath there. Here I do not have x on both, okay? So, and now it's GCF time. 1 and 1 is just 1, okay? 16 and 16, okay? I got 16, so I put 16. Now I just got to make sure I don't screw up, okay? 1x to the second is what I'm dividing by, both of them. It's like you're doing the GCF, but you're doing just 2 at a time, okay? And then negative 16. Okay, 1 divided by 1 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. You don't need that. 1 divided by 1 is 1. And these need to go away. Do not put x on that. And this was going to be the same thing. That's 1, and then x, and then negative divided by negative is positive, and that's 1. Okay, so in each parentheses I have 1x plus 1. Cross those out then after that's been pulled out, and we have 1x to the second and negative 16. Minus 16. Now this bad boy here drops down because he's my F1. This guy here, well, we got to check that for adopts. Well, x is to the second. The second number is negative. Are those numbers both perfect? Well, 1 is. It's always 1 times 1. 16. Don't put 16, 16. 16 is 4 times 4. 16 is not 16 times 16. That's F2. That's F3. And now I'm ready to roll. You don't have to put the equals 0 as long as you're setting them. 1x plus 1 equals 0. 1x plus 4 equals 0. 1x minus 4 equals 0. Minus 1, 0 minus 1 is negative 1. If you divide by 1, that keeps the answer negative 1. Minus 4, 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Dividing by 1 keeps us at negative 4. Okay, and then plus 4, 0 plus 4 is 4. dividing by 1 keeps us at 4. Okay, next problem. There are 3 answers because of the third power. There's also other x's that aren't to the third power, so it's set. Okay, because whenever I have x to all these different powers, I have to draw these boxes. Okay, yeah, the highest power is great. Okay, if I have x is not to that power as well, then I need the boxes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 terms. So again, same idea, grouping and dots. Again, get the dots out of the way, that's easy. Okay, you just don't put a plus sign between those. Okay, that's wrong. Now the grouping, you do put a plus sign. So I'm going to group the 2x to the third with minus 3x to the second. And then remember that 18x is negative. Because of the minus, that means it's a negative number. Okay, now remember the things we check for. Negative, x, and GCF. So look at them 2 at a time, not all 4 of them at the same time. So in this parentheses, that first number is positive, so no negative. This first number is negative, so we have to put negative. Now x. Both have x's to the second is the smaller of the two. Don't have x on 27, so we don't do x. Done that, done that. Now GCF the numbers, and then we're smoking. 2, 3 is 1. 18 and 27 is 9. Okay. So 1x to the second's out and negative 9's out. Okay, so 2 divided by 1 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Put the 1, but then get rid of it. As long as it's a 1, okay? 1's the only power I really don't put. If that would have been a 2, I can't get rid of it. But a 1, you don't need it. Negative 3 divided by 1 is negative 3. And then those can cancel because they're to the same power. And we don't put an x on that ever. So that's 2x. That's negative 3. Same thing. So I look inside each parentheses, and what do I see? I see the expression 2x minus 3. And I have 1x to the second power, negative 9, put minus 9. Within those parentheses, try to avoid the plus negative crap. Okay, pull that down. And that's your F1. Now the dots, so that's what I'm looking at. X to the second's there. The second number's negative, and then 1 and 9. So 1 is 1, 1. 9 is 3, 3. Okay, so 2x minus 3 equals 0. 1x plus 3 equals 0. 1x minus 3 is 0. So plus 3, that's 3. Then divide by 2. It's 1.5. You got to remember to divide by 2 on that one. Okay, the answer that when you're dividing by 2, it doesn't stay at 3. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Then divide by 1. Negative 3 divided by 1 is negative 3. Plus 3. Then divide by 1. 3 divided by 1 is 3. Okay, do those 4 problems, and this is as crazy as it's going to get this year. Okay.